5-minute view from the Cop. Sheffield Wednesday versus Leeds United. Another wonderful match, marred by a disappointing performance. 28,000, almost 29,000 people at that match, and I don't know, what have we learnt from the Sunderland performance? Well, against Sunderland, they seem to be quicker than us. They give us that high press that we've been trying to do to teams, and so this evening against Leeds ran at us. We started off well enough and then conceded sloppy goal, both sloppy goals really. You could say we've improved because we've lost 2-0 and we've not lost 4-0. I don't know. We had no cutting edge, we had no defence, we had no real bite in midfield for any length of time. Where's the issue? I don't know. I feel like the defence is all over the place at times. They're badly exposed. The midfield, again, I don't like to pick on players, but Windass, I don't really know what he was doing. I had a look at his heat map on SofaScore earlier on in the game, and he was just absolutely all over the place, all over the pitch, whereas everybody else was sort of like fairly sticking to their positions. And sometimes that can work, but I don't know, why is he the person at the back that gets caught out? We just seem too slow, and we just seem to panic when they run at us. When we start to get a bit of momentum, they manage to slow it down really well. Cynical little fouls, diving, all that kind of stuff. You can't take anything away from it. At the end of the day, we were just not good enough. And my worry now is that we've got this situation where we don't look like we're comfortable in defence. We're not really controlling midfield. They control midfield really well. Today they got players that were all over the place, and I think there was a point like 92 minutes, 2 minutes left, they're 2-0 up, and they were absolutely throwing themselves all over the place to try and get that ball. They seemed to be, whenever we got the ball, there were three of them onto us straight away. You know, how does that happen? Where do those two extra players come from? I don't know. I think tactically we're just getting it wrong. The players don't really seem to be really up for it, and as up front, well, the shots will give you an idea. So we had 3 shots first half, none on target, and I think we had 4 or 5 second half, 2 on target, but never really looked like scoring at all, ever. So it's really going to be a case of now going back to the drawing board. We've got Grimsby next away in Cup, and I don't know, do you put a team out hoping to try and sort things out? Do we need to look again at going back to that 3 at the back, 3 and 5, because we just really seem to be struggling, and I don't want us to go away from being that positive team, but we're not a positive team at minute. We're not only not being able to defend, but we're not being able to attack either. So gone is a high press. I think we were probably outnumbered about 80-20% in possession today. Yeah, you know, we've come up against 2 supposedly decent sides, and Leeds were supposed to be odds on for promotion, but at the end of the day, they've come back off 2 draws, and they've been conceding goals, and we didn't look like we were going to score against them. So I think it's more on us really that. So we can always say that the opposition's great, but you know, we can make anybody, on our day we can make anybody look like Barcelona. So what's the answer? I don't know. I think we've got to think as to really whether we need to go to 3 at back. Iofa and Bernard are struggling in that middle, may need a bit of support. Is it because we need a central defensive midfielder? Windass is coming back and he's not really that person. He should be giving it a bit of flair up front. We changed things around today. We put both Jan Valery and so disappointing. I've forgot now, but we stuck 2 right backs on the side, right wing backs, instead of having Gassama on. Which I don't know. Does that mean that Paul Valentin? Does that mean that we're not confident about Gassama at the minute? Has he not got confidence in him to run at play as well? When he came on, he didn't really do that much. Did anybody really do that much? Not really. I think Ugbo tried to throw himself at it a little bit, but we constantly just kept on being outnumbered, and they just wanted it far more than we did. So, well, we dust ourselves down. Back to the drawing board. I think we need to put out a decent side against Grimsby. Don't just put the kids out. Give these players an opportunity to show us that they're not as poor as it seems. And on the transfer front, we desperately need somebody else. Midfield, we need another option. Defence, we've got to look at changing things around. We've got to. And another point about today, and we like to give Danny Roll the benefit of the doubt, but 2-0 down at home, seemed to be very happy with it up to 60 odd minutes, because didn't make any changes, didn't seem to make any tactical changes, definitely didn't make any personnel changes. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know whether he sort of thought perhaps that we didn't really need to do that. They seem to use all their subs. They got more cards than us. Like I say, you know, we had a few cynical fouls when we tried to get a bit of momentum, but at the end of the day, we never looked like getting 1 goal, never mind 2 or 3. Okay, well, that's it for another disappointing evening, and we'll see how we go on against Grimsby Town.